What else for them snakes? Welcome to my channel, Thriving Abundantly Trail. It's lit. So I don't know, I wanted the music a little bit more concentrated in my body. Okay, so the song that I'm listening to, if you want to listen along on your own, it's called I'm Straight by Fetty Wap. Okay. So yeah, let me see. I'm trying to sound like So I wanted to get on here. I don't know if whatever I'm about to say is going to be intuitive messages or not, but my returning viewers, subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in, locking in, and like button, so you can get into all your friends, all your people sharing the video. And shit like that, hitting the bell so you can be on here when I'm on here. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel. I post for all 12 zodiac signs. Also do pick cards and general readings. Tap in and hit the bell. So listen, I'm glad to be on here. It's the energy. There is an energy that's trying to make me feel like, no, this is not what you want to do. You don't. This ain't what you want. And it's like, why did it's just Thursday, and I don't feel like that. So it's giving like money, get a little straight. Okay, so something about something about people's happiness and also like vibrations. Like it really feel like, oh, there's a level right here. Like do not pass this vibration type shit. And it's like, why you feel like that? Is it because you can't maintain that regularly or something? But it's like, I don't know. It feels a little bit like gatekeeper energy. I don't know, but I rebuke all hexes, vexes, curses, who chance niggas to send it at my neck. Okay. I rebuke it and revoke it. Okay. Something about courage. Okay. I didn't write nothing down, so I'm gonna talk to God. I'm gonna talk to God. Courage and I feel like something about fear, like people being scared for you or something. And it's not even scared for you. I guess I'm gonna say in a good way, but to be honest with you, it's scared for you in a good or bad way. I feel like that energy is like in the way, it's in the way or something from what you're trying to do. Because I don't know what you're trying to do exactly, but I feel like fear doesn't need to be a part of it. Okay, and I don't feel like you're fearful. I mean, I feel like anyway, I trust y'all are doing well. It's a choice to make each and every day, every moment of the day. Okay, I'm gonna talk to God. God, angels, ancestors, spirit guides of the highest and what like thank you so much for sending me down here to do this dream. Before the collective, we can show all protected and low vibrational demonic oppressive beings that we got clear to recognize messages. Much appreciation. Thank you for their audio and clear visuals below. Right. And then I was kind of I want to share this with y'all because it could be relevant or it could relate to what you got going on. But then at the same time, I'm like, do I? But anyway, um, I feel like if it comes to any opposition or anything like that, person, place, or thing, or energy, something about everything being worked out for everything being used for the highest good. Something about there's a verse of the Bible saying something about and it's like this, you know, the hand you can just call it pen stuff. But anyway, something about everything works out for those who love God or something like that. So I think it's just a perspective, point of view, like how you look at okay, or I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you too. All these people coming at you like it's like you could be learning something about patterns too. It's something about you could be learning how to like how to level up, how to take the hits, or something how to okay, so I was gonna say heal, how to show people how to do it or something. Like, oh, it kind of makes me feel like there's an energy that's like, oh, they want you to feel like, oh, it's a dead end or some shit like that, and it's not. There is no something like that. There is no dead end. I'm looking at the words. If you believe something about, well, if you believe that, then that's true. Okay, And also something about support or lack of support, determining people determining their choices on that. What I was gonna say, so I mentioned this in several videos, and sometimes I try not to be so morbid about shit, but it's like if niggas, I don't know how people plan to go, but or their final home going or whatever like that. But once niggas in that casket, like that's it. Like, and it's not two, three people, four people, your whole family in that casket. It's just you by yourself. Did you live your life? I mean, I don't know. That's how I look at shit. Okay. That's how I look at shit. Even if there's people coming at my neck, it's like, okay, and they're not gonna be in there with me. I don't know. Some of the rest resonate. Something about blemishes. Okay, something about but really the word I see is prayer. Okay. Take whatever says resonates, okay? I'm gonna get a spiritual card. We've been in here 6 minutes. It's 0 people in here. They're like, we get one card for collecting. Okay, I see this when I was pre-shuffling. I communicate with ease and grace. People are willing to embrace what I have to say. So people are willing to embrace what you have to say, and something about the way your words come out, like they're eloquent. I communicate with ease and grace. And it could be like music to people's ears because look how the bird looks. That's what I feel like. Boom on my hand. Shit. Don't mind it. Anyway, look. At the bottom of the deck, it says, I claim my desires. Okay. I hold great visions. I am ready to receive. So something about, take whatever I say that resonates, collective, because you could have been like, I don't know if this is recently or you used to do this. I want to say back in the day, and back in the day could be 2, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, however long. Okay, but something about, and I'm also looking at this peacock feather. Something about you strutting your stuff. Something about you claiming your desires. Okay, this channel is called Thriving Abundantly Tarot. Abundance is like our natural state of being, and it's about knowing that. Okay, and claiming, I claim my desires. I hold great visions. Also, I was gonna say something about energy leaks and energy vampires, energy thieves, trying to take niggas' essence and shit like that, or trying to take people's like their wealth energy or their happiness energy or whatever the fuck. Something about zapping or something. Uh, something about speaking over yourself. It says, "I am ready to receive," and as opposed to shrinking shrinking away from your desires, like shrinking away from your desires, like I don't know, like, oh, I don't need that. Oh, I could do without it, or some shit like that. I claim my desires, and this is a general reading, so it's for everybody. But I was gonna say that I desire is Scorpio's like motto, and like in the zodiac, all the zodiac signs have like a motto. Like Aries is I am, and Taurus is I have, and shit like that. If I'm not mistaken. And anyway, it says, I claim my desires. I hold great visions. Okay, I hold great visions. It could be something about not having your vision, like, I don't know. In this song, he says something about put you to sleep, something like that. But I was maybe you could have been sleeping on yourself, or I hold great vision. Something about consistency, holding the vision. I hold great visions. I was gonna say something else. Pattern King, shake that. Okay. Okay. I'm thinking about noodles or something. Chicken. Anyway, let me see. I'm ready to receive. Okay, you could be used to giving out, being a giver, or something like that. Something about your energy, this peacock energy. I may look it up. Something about this peacock energy, like people being in this energy and like eating off you or something like that. And maybe you not even realize it that you was peacock. amongst some turkeys. Now, take whatever I say is resonate. I don't know. Okay. Turkeys. Okay. Anyway, at the top of the deck, I'm looking at this card. It says, "I honor my self worth by asking for what I want." I think I mentioned to y'all that when I was not around my mother or whatever like that for an extended period of time, and then I got back around her, she said something at one point in time I was Ubering everywhere, and then when I got around her, she was like, "Oh yeah, you gonna be taking the train or some shit or taking public transportation or some shit like that." Something about by asking for what I want, self worth, honoring your self worth. Okay, you could have had people around you that was trying to like lower your self worth or affect your self worth. Now, there's nothing wrong with riding the bus or the train or whatever like that, but it's like if you're not trying to do that, you know what I'm saying? It was a little bit extra hassle. You know? Take whatever it says resonates. I feel like somebody wanted you to not have your desires, okay? And they also didn't want people to embrace what you had to say. Now, I've been on here 11:11. Ooh, I've been on here 11:11 going counting. And there's zero people here and zero likes, but one person did pop their head in here. And who knows? I split the deck. Anyway, I split the deck. It says guidance. Guidance is available to me now. I know that angels, ancestors, and spirit guides are always at hand. They're always on deck. I do not walk alone. So whoever was foolish to think that about the collective, okay? Okay, something about guidance, okay? Because there could have been people around you that, okay, so I wrote some shit earlier about identity, okay? About identity. Um, okay, I said, who who was you told that you were? When you was growing up, what was you told? Like I wrote it like it's some ebonics, but when I wrote it, like it made sense. Let me read it like this on time. Who was you told you was? Okay, who was you told that you was when you was growing up? Now, for instance, when I was growing up, I just know that I was hugging that dining room table, talking about doing homework all day, all night, in chores. But anyway, here's my point. So I don't know. It's given like work. It's given like who was you told you was? You could have been told that you was a worker. There's something you could have been told. Yo, take whatever says resonates. But you could be somebody that you got ideas. You could be somebody that you could give people jobs. You could create jobs for people. You could create something about shit like that. And then I'm just thinking that it's like however many companies, big companies. I don't know if I'm talking about some taboo or whatever like that, but it is so so many companies, maybe like a handful, literally like 5 or 6 or something that own everything, and it's like something about a nigga like you having all like you're saying something about you having all the juice, all the sauce. You got jobs for everybody or something like that because you could be somebody that you see the need, so you got the solution. Okay, take whatever I says it resonates because whatever I just said, niggas could be getting money just from what I just said. Let me just drink some water. So okay, you are not. You could be not a worker. You could be a boss. Now, yeah, something about possibly like crawling before you walk. Okay, that's something to consider. Okay. Also, what I wrote is, did you live up to it? Now, somebody they could have called you like, I don't know. I don't really want to use any lower vibrational words, but it just what I'm looking at the word right now is inspired. Okay, I'm thinking about this show. What's it called? Something something ginger. It's a cartoon, and I think it's Macy Gray that sings the intro or whatever like that. I'm just water something about who you was told that you was. Now, my mother, I remember her saying a whole lot of. Now, even as a kid, she didn't really start cussing until I got like a grown adult. But when I was younger, she would say like it would be like cuss words, but it wouldn't. It would be like kid friendly, but you know what she's saying. But anyway, here's the point. Also, something about however, my dad was would say like, I'm the head and not the tail. And he would pray with us before we went to bed and shit like that. And you know what I'm saying? A champ and not a chump. You know what I'm saying? Like a man and not a mouse. Not maybe not a woman and not a mouse. Mm-hmm. And else. Something else. Something. What is that? I can't think right now. If it comes back to me, I'll tell y'all. But something about affirmations and something about, and also I feel like when I was like maybe like 19, 20 or like that, or like 19 to 20, I would go out and I would get compliments, but for something about holding them or something like that. Like I would get compliments, but I wouldn't really pay too much attention. But I'm looking at this right here. It says, I hold great visions. I claim my desires. I am ready to receive. Something about being able to receive compliments. And I'm just thinking about when I was that age or whatever. And niggas could do this right now. Like, why not? But also something about I would write them down. I would write down the compliments that people gave me, and I had like a whole book. And it was, you know what I'm saying, just to look at it and be like, oh wow, like people see this type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the people around you could, they could, it's something about negating shit and something about not telling you. Okay, I am ready to receive. I was gonna say something about an energy of like brushing it off and brushing off the right things. Like don't brush off the compliments, brush off the criticism, or something like that. But then at the same time, though, I do fuck with selenite crystals because that that energy is one right. I got one right here. That energy, it helps you like be centered and balanced, so that you just yourself. That way you're not pressed about any criticisms or any compliments. You just doing you. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you know I like that energy, but I like that energy. You know, so that you don't feel like you gotta limit yourself based on what people. Oh, people's gonna like this, or people's not gonna like this, or people got shit to say about this, or everybody love this. How am I gonna top this next time? Fuck that shit. But it's not about topping something next time. I mean, I just feel like doing. You just do your best every day, and I see this meme that says your best is different. It can look different every day. Okay, so I'm gonna get some tarot cards. I'm gonna make sure these are right side up because the way I just hold this. Okay, we in here. Okay, it's going to be 18 minutes. There is one person that kept popping in and out of here doing probably doing the Hocus Pocus. I saw this. I saw the Five of Swords and the Ace of Swords. Five of Wands because they're upset that you. Something about your foundation. Something about your new foundation. And one foundation. Yeah. Something about that. Okay. I don't know. Something about you told them. Let me drink some water. Something about your throat chakra. There could have been people around you that wanted you to shut up. There could be people around you that want you to shut up. Badly. You see? Oh, yeah, sorry. There's some energy in the background, like, yes, bitch. Yo, the energy, yo. I don't know if I just unlocked some shit just now. The energy shifted just now when I just said, like, niggas want you to shut up. Yo, when I said that, the energy just shifted. The energy got so much lighter when I said, niggas want you to shut the fuck up. Yo, that's so funny. I don't know, but I'm looking at judgment right here. I don't know. Like maybe the energy I was in before that little shift, before that little difference in energy, it was like, oh no, I'm talking shit. I know, was I like that? I don't know. Was my energy like I don't know. Or maybe I was just like, maybe I didn't. You know what? I think I just didn't say it out loud. Something about saying shit out loud. Like I could have knew that folks don't want to hear me speak and shit like that. But something about saying it out loud is like freedom or something. But it says I communicate with ease and grace. People are willing to embrace what I have to say. And something about sending you energy or handling you in some type of way where you feel scared to speak or it doesn't come out easy. I'm looking at the Six of Pentacles and Judgment. Something being paid for. I'm looking at the Ten of Swords. To put an end in this sign, I'm looking at the Fool card and the Empress within me. I just feel like this. Okay, this I got this chart here, and it starts from the Fool to the World card right here. These major arcanas is on this side, and the Fool starts at 0. Okay, the Fool is a new beginning, taking a leap of faith. Now, I don't know how niggas is built, and I don't know how niggas is made. Okay, but something if you got I feel like if you got a good bloodline or something like that, like you start from wherever they passed you the baton at. I'm looking at the devil though, just looking at this chart, and something about I don't know. I just feel like these levels, there's folks around you or before you, they haven't got to these levels or something like that. I feel like that. I I just feel like I could be wrong. And I just feel like the Fool is taking a leap of faith. Something about being so fearful, niggas that are taking a leap of faith. Maybe some generations is skipped or something like that. Because there could have been people before them that had heart or something like that. And maybe the folks around you, like they know something about not trying to do something different. Uh, and not necessarily reinvent the wheel. You know, I don't really feel like that's necessary. However, if something's based on something false, then I feel like then yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at the Emperor and the Hierophant. I don't know. Let me drink some water. I'm not listening to that song, but I just thought about that because if you believe so much, you believe, and so much you believe in yourself, and something about people that don't know you or like embracing you. Like now, my mom, she's from an island. It doesn't matter. She's from Trinidad. It doesn't matter. But anyway, look, to God resonate. This is an example. Okay, this y'all can resonate. But she made it such a point to be like, "Oh, you're not from Trinidad. You're not from Trinidad, or whatever." And I would just be living my life, enjoying the music. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, like we're air repping. And anyway, I went to a parade, and and also I would get real creative. Like I wore a flag, like literally the flag itself, and like different outfits. Went to different parades and shit. But anyway, um, people outside was embracing me more than my mother. Okay, and it hurt my heart, and it killed me. Look, Eight of Swords, Eight of Swords, Three of Swords, whatever says resonates. But also something about trying to dismantle like who you are, or something like that. Now I could dig like I'm American. And I don't even know why I'm saying that like that's lackluster or whatever like that. But the point is, like, why try to negate a part of myself? And it was just like to dig at me, trying to make me feel some type of way. I'm looking at the Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. Take whatever I say resonates, okay? I'm looking at the Knight of Pentacles. I'm looking at the Six of Cups. I feel like God is dealing with folks that you grew up with, that knew you when you was younger. I got the Six of Cups in the Hierophant. I rebuke any negative energy whatever comes back or something. Let me get three cards. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, look at these cards. There's a lot of cards that came out. I'm gonna probably put them back. But I'm looking at the Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. Like God's got this blessing for you, and you gotta reach for this cup. And it could be some type of energy or some type of I don't even want to say peer pressure, but something about hive mind, something about, oh, we don't have this opportunity. Who are you to say that you got an imaginary opportunity? This cloud and this cup. Now I don't know if you're trying to play coy, like, you know what? I don't even see this opportunity for real. And then when these cups, I don't know, because the next card after this is a five of cups. When those cups fall over, then you're gonna turn around and be like, oh, okay, this is from God or something like that. But something about, or these folks want you to feel like this is an imaginary opportunity, and they want you to feel like you so disappointed from the past emotionally that your arms are closed and you can't even accept this from God. And I feel like, even though this is four cups, I feel like this is emotional fulfillment and some money or resources or something concrete, material, time, energy, something valuable. And then I'm looking over here, something about under the or over the threshold or something like that with these bushes or whatever. Okay, these two cards fell over here, and then over here means not near the other cards. And then I'm looking at these two cards, the Six of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. This is your own legacy, what you stand for, your last name, what you created, and what comes after you, and something about being admired. And this could be, and people could feel good about this. Some people could feel not so good about this. However, they're still supporting you with their attention. They're still supporting you with their energy. With I'm sorry. This song is called "Relationship Feature Future." Young Thug. Okay, and then okay, and then I'm looking at the King of Cups and the Three of Swords. I don't know what it's about, but I'm looking at the King of Cups and the Three of Swords. And then in my hands, I'm looking at the Lovers and the Lovers and the Full card and the King of Pentacles. I'm looking at the Queen of Cups. Okay. I feel like this just represents, like, you could be a man or a woman watching this. Something about this heartbreak and it affecting you. However, like, being an adult, and it's like you still gotta live your life. You still gotta, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna say something about dust yourself off, try again. But I'm looking at the Lovers and the Fool card. I feel like this is something about giving yourself permission, or somebody giving themselves permission to start over, to not let either other people's fears or other people's heartbreak or your own get in the way of you growing and taking a leap of faith and going through the levels. Going through the levels, like something about niggas signed up for this. Okay, so when niggas signed up for this, don't forget. Niggas signed up for this or something like that. And I feel like I feel like something about patterns and something about, like playing a video game, and you keep playing, you could be losing, and then you keep playing, and then each time you get a little bit further in the level until you win, because you learned a little technique or something like that. You learn a little technique, and then it's like, okay, boom, 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 this happened. I'm gonna do this. Now I got familiarized with the level. I'm gonna do. Take whatever it says in resonance. You could be doing that, or you could be somebody that you just passed low the first time. I don't know. I, the point is to keep playing this game of life. Now, when I say this game of life, I don't mean like look at it frivolous. I mean, look at it like it's fun. Look at it like it's fun, like you want to continue. Okay, because something about when you was younger, you could have looked at whatever it is that you found fun, or something about people having experiences and shit that make them like be stuck in sadness or something. Anyway, I want to clarify this Three of Swords and this King of Cups. I split the deck and I'm looking at the Moon card, and it's like, is this Hocus Pocus or this manipulation? It could be, for instance, like somebody reminding somebody of some heartbreak or some past. shit or something like that. And it's like, what's going on right now, today, or something. Or, or this could be your own self, reminding yourself. Or somebody's doing some spell, some hocus pocus, some collaboration to affect somebody in their love life or their choices in love. Because why? I don't know. But I was thinking about this song. I don't know if it's called Persuasion or it's Rihanna. It goes, "Suck my documents, lick my persuasion." Some shit like that. Oh, it's called I Love It. I think it's called I Love It. So whatever it is, it's a freaky song. Oh, it's 111 on the clock. Ooh, and I caught the 11:11 on here. All right, well, collective, if you resonate with what I've been talking about, I feel like you're aligned. I feel like you've been aligned, and somebody been doing the most for you to be not aligned, so you could be, so you could step into the dark side, ooh ooh ooh, or something like that. I'm looking at the devil and the lovers, and the devil and the lovers. I want to. Well, I don't know why I want to say two sides of the same coin. I don't feel like it's two sides of the same coin necessarily. Let me see. Look at this at the top of the deck, the Five of Wands. It's like, nah, that's for y'all niggas. Like, you can have that pain. I was gonna say deranged. I'm looking at the Ten of Swords. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm looking at the Handsman and the Lovers. Something about, okay, so I don't know. This could be also. I don't know when this gender wars thing. I was gonna say something about awards. Awards. I don't know when this gender wars thing came about, but something about, I don't know. No, I'm lying. Because that could be intentional. I'm lying though, because I mentioned to y'all those Willie Lynch papers, and I don't know y'all background, but like in the African American community, those Willie Lynch papers where they intentionally brought, they wasn't holding the slaves like they needed to, and everything was gone. It was coming. It was like, no, you messing up your investment, just make them weak, beat them. It's not funny, but make them weak and make them physically strong, but make their confidence low, make their self-esteem low, so they can listen to us and do our bidding and do the heavy lifting and shit like that. And also in the papers it said make the women more masculine and the men more feminine, and the women more outspoken and the men more behind the women. Like let her handle it or some shit. I'm looking at this, but basically trying to put confusion in the community. Seven of Cups, Nine of Wands, and making it so that we don't trust each other. We trust who's paying us. We trust the man. We trust the man, even though. In the song he said it too. Can't say it. But then I was thinking about Uncle. I was thinking about Uncle Sam, but I don't know. Maybe some of my Fruit Loops. But I'm looking at some. I'm looking at the Hierophant and the Nine Wands. Something about trusting God. Something about trusting God, because you know, really, the first people we usually, or beings we trust, is our parents, and our parents are not God. Okay, if they're not letting God move through them, yeah, we're all human beings. Yeah, but I'm talking about most of the time. Now I'm looking at I see the Five of Cups in the Moon card. Somebody is sad. Okay, they're sad doing hocus pocus, something like that, or they're trying to do hocus pocus to make you sad. I'm looking at the Two of Cups. Is somebody gonna make you glad? And top of that, look at this Queen of Cups. Okay, something about you being particular, mindful about. I'm looking at the words your heart. Who you let into your heart space. Okay, and then I split the deck. I'm looking at the Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands. All right, and I'm looking at the Five of Pentacles. It just makes me feel like somebody wants you left out in the cold so bad. I'm looking at the Wheel of Fortune. Like they want your Wheel of Fortune messed up or something so badly. And it's like, something about you such a winner. Niggas want you to lose so bad. And it's like, I don't know. made me feel like flattered or something. I don't know, honey, but I did see this some series or some show. I think it was about, oh yeah, it was called Good Witch. It came out a minute ago. It's like a like episodes of series and shit. I think it was on YouTube. But anyway, it's called Good Witch, and there was there was I think she had a shop. I think this was called. But anyway, she had a shop, and there was this one lady or whatever. I don't know if she won every year or something like that. But anyway, the point is she wanted to win, and she made it. She was like cheating and shit like that. She cheated and cutting corners and shit like that, and going low, and you know what I'm saying, offering shit so you, because you know people love free shit or like doing shit like that, so people could be attracted to what she had going on, so she could win. But anyway, at the end of the episode, she was like, you, like you're the best. Like I had to beat you. Like some shit like that. Like I really like basically what she was saying. Like I really admire you. Like I really had to. Listen, whatever. I guess it's jealousy, whatever like that. Mm, I don't know. You can look at it however you want to, really. Look, this conflict and shit. I need a resolution. Do you? I don't know. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to me. You. I don't think you in this fight. Probably won't. Okay, you could have gave it to God. I feel like you over here. See, look. What peeking at me is the Eight of Cups. I feel like you over here. Six of Wands. I don't know. I was gonna say six of Wands. Zen it up. I don't know, but something about zinc. I don't know, but something about. I'm looking at the Page of Wands. I mean, what happened? You could have been somebody who stood out your whole life. And you could have, and people could have been coming at your neck, and you could have felt like there's something wrong with you, or it was something bad about you, but it was really something good. And these people were upset about it. They could have made you feel like your identity was around like you're not liked. Niggas don't fuck with you, and it's like you're so fuck wittable. That's why they wanted you to feel like that or something like that. Because I'm looking at the Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. I just feel like they wanted you to not be stable and to not your root chakra not to be strong. I'm looking at the Empress and the Two of Cups. Before it was a Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. Okay. Well, I feel like I did some reading and it said you was gonna find out that you was a swan eventually. Like that story of the ugly duckling. The ugly duckling was ugly because there was not a duck. There was a swan. There was they was not categorizing you right or some shit like that. These niggas want to categorize some shit. They was not cataloging you correctly or something. All right. I don't know, but I'm not gonna hold you. But I was gonna say something about normal human being, whatever that means. Okay. Don't tell me NPCs are normal human beings. I don't want to believe that. Okay. No. Yeah. I don't know. However, you could have been. Now I'm talking to you. I'm talking to me though too. But something about being an autopilot, something about being unconscious or whatever like that. That could have been you. That could have been anybody. Okay, it's not about not being activated, not being awoken, or some shit like that. And then you step into what you want in your life, and then you taking actions, and you thinking different thoughts, and you going on journeys by yourself. I don't know, side quests, missions, or whatever like that. Going on missions by yourself, or whatever like that. And then you are then now you the main character of your life. You activated. You're not an NPC. You got your own agenda and shit like that. I feel like that could happen. Okay. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's not story. It's not about me though. Anyway, I'm looking at the Nine of Swords at the top of the deck. I'm thinking about potato chips. But anyway, I'm looking at the Nine of Swords and the Moon card. The Nine of Swords and the Moon card, manipulation or from Hocus Pocus, Nine of Swords. Mm, nephew, Texas boy. But what I was gonna say, whoever this is that's having sleepless nights, maybe they are not sleeping, doing this hocus pocus on you, so that by the time you wake up, they done they feel like they done set the tone for your day or some shit. I'm looking at the Ace of Wands and the Death card. If these niggas still be if these niggas still be playing their parts together, if these niggas still be putting their parts together to make some type of effect in your life where you're transition, you're on the other side, wondering why and what happened. I feel like that's gonna be done, or they just put an end to their new beginning. They're trying to do hocus pocus to put an end to this Ace of Wands in your life. I'm gonna wrap this up in a second. The lovers, so that somebody doesn't want you putting your parts with somebody else together. Essentially, I've seen the lovers in the Death card after the Ace of Wands, and I'm looking at the Nine of Pentacles because you looking good, smelling good, everything good, and then I'm looking at the Eight of Swords. This is who's having sleepless nights. Something about you have looking good, smelling good, everything good, and I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna hold you, but it feels like something's inevitable, or they feel like that, and they're having sleepless nights because they want to put an end to something because they experiencing dead ends. Because you getting all this love is waiting for you. It's because okay. If it's song, just a song where your man at or something like that. As for the day, I'm looking at the strength card, Leo energy. Your man, you woman, take whatever says the resonates. Okay, it's not about you having strength to uh try again, Aaliyah. Okay. Let me see what's going on. Okay, I did not need to be on 42 minutes. Okay. Yeah, she said something about this ain't no time for some I'm on their head. Okay. Take whatever says the resonates. Okay. Somebody's having a sleepless night. Okay. I was gonna say what else is new. Let me look at this card again. Let me look at this card. Let me see if I can come up with another adjective. Their hands, their faces in their hands. Somebody could be like, I knew this would happen, or yeah, this somebody that don't believe in themselves, and they knew there was. I feel like they let their demons take the wheel. They knew they was not making a sound decision. However, I don't know what she said in the song, but I feel like something about driven. I feel like I feel like some water. I was gonna say elf. I don't know. The word is really self. It's something about elves. I don't know. Nine of Swords. I don't know. It's not funny, but something about maybe it is a little bit, but somebody's having sleep. They're so pressed about what you're doing in your life. They really want you to be in some type of illusion that God's not fucking with you, or the universe not fucking with you. Your blessings is not here, or some shit like that. And at this point in time, or this could have always been the case, but something about you could have unlearned and relearned some shit. Some about your foundation within yourself. Okay. I'm gonna wrap this up for real. For real. Okay, this song's called For Sure. For Sure. Cash Cobain, Ice Spice, and Bass Back. I was gonna say something about camping. I don't know. Take whatever says resonates. Okay. Somebody, they didn't want you to. this fountain from God, they didn't want you to get none of this love because they felt like, because remember what I said, we learn trust from like our parents first. So if you mistrusted, you learned mistrust because your parents, I don't know, I was gonna say they wasn't tripping. And maybe that's not the case, but they didn't. You didn't feel their love, or they didn't show you love, or there wasn't no love in it. However, regardless of them loving you or not, or you feeling it or whatever like that, you got your God loves you, the universe loves you, and you are loved, and probably pieces, people, places, and things love you too. Somebody didn't want you to see that or feel that, and they could have wanted you to be isolated. I'm not gonna hold you to be isolated and feel like, oh, this is representative of the world. The world is like this. And something about, I don't know, getting your trust within yourself straight, your trust within God straight, so that, Sasha said, making bitches want to hate. She see me and she get uncomfortable. Okay, let me get an ice. I was gonna say ice spice. Let me get an ISIS Oracle card for the collective. Clear any influence for the cards. Look at that. I'm looking at the word courage. The word is courage, and also something about a counsel. And I'm looking at Victoria's. Take whatever says the residence. This is for the collective. Thank you, God. Lord. The brother in darkness. I just feel like there's some folks they didn't find it. Like, I was gonna say this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. But I use the light in these folks' lives to shine, so that they could find their light or some shit. But I'm looking at the word unreliable. I don't know. See whatever says resonance. The brother in darkness. I've been out here 47 minutes and there's zero people in here and zero likes. I just gave the whole, I don't even want to say spiritual community, the whole online community, I just gave a whole lot of some shit. I was just talking about some shit that'll hold y'all down. The whole internet for at least 2 months or some shit like y'all niggas gonna be talking about it. And there's 47 minutes in here and there's zero people in here, zero likes. So just for niggas who's watching on a playback or whatever like that. Or maybe y'all watching live and y'all think I see some activity. All I saw was some people popping in and out. Oh, look, it's one like because I had to say it, and it be like that. Like I gotta say it, it is strange. I gotta say it. I don't know. I be seeing people like be like, oh, like, I get the gratitude. Don't don't get me wrong, but niggas be trying to be on some bitch. Oh, we gonna sacrifice you. You gonna be a martyr. You gonna die for this shit. We want to see you bleed for this shit, bitch. No, what are you talking about? Like nobody's bleeding like unnecessarily. It's almost, I don't know. I want to say 3,000 videos that I've done posted. There's not even 3,000 subscribers. Okay, so I say that to say what this shit don't add up. I'm looking at the importance on this chart right here. It says the importance. It says the importance of card order. I don't know, something about order. Something about order in the court. Okay, something about take whatever else as a residence collective. But y'all could be experiencing the same thing. Okay, because it's something about you being an originator. And I don't know. Are these folks so pressed like, oh no, we gotta be the first so that we could get all the bread for this shit, all these ideas and shit like that. You niggas is unoriginal. Like what you want me to say? Like I'm talking about whoever's at the top distributing shit like, okay, yeah, talk about this, talk about that. Yeah. This is what you know what I'm saying? We got 20 topics. Everybody talk about this or some shit like that. And then I mentioned to y'all other Scorpio in my chart and even like the occult in general, the unseen in general, niggas, this what you think Scorpio run the whole unseen. Niggas see shit. Okay? So it's like, yeah, we're gonna look at the difference. So it's like, yeah, like yeah, you and I was gonna say go to the source. I'm not the source. I'll be going to God. Okay, I'll be feeling the energy of that, the spirit shit, nigga. It feels like this today type shit. But it's like niggas, I don't know. Because literally, maybe it's other shit. Everybody got their strong suits. You know what I'm saying? So some people, they could be really good. Scorpio could be really good at occult knowledge, the unseen, and then other signs. Even though we all got all the signs in us, other signs could be more prone to this. They more, this is their niche. They more into this and that. Da, da, da. But it's like they's really trying to overstep, because why? I thought they're trying to overstep in this song. It's called Step. Nigga, I did not do that on purpose. That's what I'm saying. Like, niggas life is a line. So, whether niggas give me my respect on the internet, and you know what? In my chart, it says, like, I'm probably going to get my respect when I am on the other side during transition. But whenever that happens, and whenever God, you know what I'm saying, feel like that. But, you know, I'm going to be doing my mission, you know what I'm saying, until then. Until I see Jesus in person. But what I was going to say? Yeah, so, like, shit like that. And it's like niggas really be trying to play in a little face, like, oh nah, that's not you, like, what you, and it's like, oh, because we want you to not be on our trail. Because if you know that you right about what you talking about, then you're gonna know that you right about other shit or some shit. I don't know, it's strange or whatever like that. But it's like, I don't know. She said something about popping shit and she said something about popcorn. But I was gonna say, I'm looking at the sun card. Something about your happiness and this Empress energy, like you are who you are, or something like that, and it's being seen. And something, and this brother in darkness. Now this could be a brother or a sister in darkness. Something about negative energy. When it is present, it is a sign that we are ready to move more deeply into our feminine divine power. You shall overcome. We shall overcome any negative energy with grace and triumph. Stay in your heart. There is no need to be afraid. Okay. And something about being afraid of people, places, or things, and making shit bigger than what it needs to be, because mm, not looking at it or trying to avoid it and then making it bigger than what it needs to be, or people trying to make some shit bigger. Something about these folks, I feel like they got fear in their heart. They could be afraid of you. They could be afraid of themselves. They could be afraid of God or something. So they could have wanted you to be afraid of them. However, you could have woke up and you could have realized that they wanted you to be afraid of them because they're afraid of you. Okay. Especially the more you're in your light energy. Because I remember before my daddy transitioned, he was like, shine. He was like, shine. Like, he said that, like, do that shit. Like, it's like that was the mission. Okay. I'm looking at the Knight of Pentacles, one foot in front of the other. Okay. And this could be totally against what folks around you was doing or is doing. Because something about, I don't know. Maybe they're afraid of, oh, I don't want to look like I'm showing off or some shit. I don't know. Or I don't want to look like I'm brand new or some shit like that. Or they're concerned about what they look like or something like that. And it's like, you're not happy with your life, or you not getting no money or something. I don't know. Or you could be getting money, but you're not happy or something. Or you're not living your own life or something like that. Or I don't know. Something about being disappointed, and it's not because you tried. It's not because you did it your way, like Frank Sinatra. It's about being disappointed because you listened to somebody else, or folks filling you up with disappointments before you even try, before you even do it, or some shit. Their own disappointments, their own past shit. But it's like, okay, but I don't know. It's now. Okay, you messed up. Shit was fucked up yesterday or some shit, but I don't know. Let me get a scripture card. I'm gonna wrap this up. I appreciate y'all tuning in. We in here 54, 54. There's two people in here. It's one like in here. All black men are being projected towards me was as my brothers in all areas of my life, good, and everything good. And for my true supporters, okay? Other than that, return that shit down to Mother Earth to be transmuted for the highest good of all. Alright? I don't know what I see in the card, but something about born. It's something about the mind, okay? If somebody's doing some hocus pocus on your passion in the beginning, because I feel like that I see the word divination, but I was gonna say the word destination. But something about they're looking at your paper. They're not gonna feel good looking at you. Now they could have felt like, oh, this bitch gonna lose or whatever like that. I'm gonna feel happy, but it's like, why would you live your life like that? I feel like the collective is not gonna lose. All right, because you continue to live your life. There's 24 hours in a day. Okay, niggas work, sleep, live their life. I mean, and then the next day they do whatever they do. Most likely the same type of pattern or the same type of shit routine again. Okay, and you taking steps consistently, that's going to add up to something that at the end of that week or at the end of that month or at the end of that year. And these folks is doing shit too. That's consistently added up. And they ended up in a deficit because they're not putting nothing into themselves. They're putting a lot of energy into you. Attention, time, something about your prime time. Okay. What does it say? Humble yourselves before the Lord, and He will lift you up. James 4:10. Collective, something about you're not feeling like you know everything, like you be giving the credit to God. Okay. And folks, they be feeling like take whatever says residence, but some folks want to look like and the song he says they hated on us and they know who they are. Okay. What's the song? I am who I am, and they young boy and Kevin Gates. Humble yourselves before the Lord and He will lift you up. You know, something about when your mom and daddy betray you, God got you. Okay? You God got you. And realize, yeah, I'm an adult, but I need God. Okay? I need God like I need my daddy. Like I need my mama when I was a child. Okay? And something about feeling and knowing that you're always a child of God. You're always a child, that childlike spirit, and you need help, and God will help you. And something about making the impossible possible. You're not looking to man to help you do what you want to do. I wanted to wrap this up, but I was gonna say I seen some newspaper article and it says something about 2026. You know, a lot of people is having less. The birth rate has gone down a lot since like the 70s or the 90s or something like that. And it says something about the people that do be having big families now today in 2026. They got it's their belief in God that's got them having such a large family. Okay, yeah, be fruitful and multiply, and also something about not feeling like they're doing it all by themselves. Okay, like give it like God got them. Like you know what I'm saying? Instead of feeling like, oh, I'm by myself. You feel like you're by yourself. I feel like that limits you. That can limit you as opposed to tapping into God. How God feel about you, what God got for you. And I feel like it's limitless, it's abundant. Okay. I'm looking at the word bribery. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, right here it says the name. I don't know why I was going to say the matrix. Look, this is the name of the Lord is a strong fortress. The godly run to him and are safe. Proverbs 18:10. And the song it says something about that was a blessing. This song is called Really by Kevin Gates. The name of the Lord is a strong fortress. The godly run to him and are safe. Something about, well, I don't know if this got something to do with what I just read, but I was going to mention something about being fed spiritually as opposed to like looking for this food or this energy in all the wrong places and being unsatisfied. And I feel like folks be caught up in that or something like that. And also, I don't know, maybe pretending shit satisfy you and it don't, or I don't know, people pleasing, like it pleases other people and it don't really. And he said, got money on my mind. I said, really, really. I'm gonna wrap this up. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and everything like that. Okay. Peace out later on. I know it's kind of abrupt. Anyway, I'll be back. I'm not gonna say that. Peace out later. Later, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button.